What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today we're back with part 5 of my graded comic collection. If you want to see what awesome books I have to show today and how you can enter to win this Catwoman 47 Nathan Zerdy CGC 9.8, don't go anywhere. Check this out. Shout out to the homies over at Big Time Collectibles. Check them out on their website. Follow them on social media. They're always doing a lot of really cool stuff. And if you need to clean and press any books before sending them off to get slabbed up yourself, hit up my good friend Justin over on Instagram. His link is in the description of all my videos. Let him know you found him via the channel. Hit him with that promo code WeAreLegion. He's got special offers and stuff that he runs, so take advantage of that. And as always, a huge shout out to my LCS, ABX Comics and Games. If you're getting into the hobby or looking for a place to go to do tabletop gaming, collecting, all that good stuff, link in the description to their Facebook page. That's the best way to follow them. So let's get into it. Like I said, I'll be giving away a CGC 9.8 of Nathan Zerdy's Catwoman 47 during this video series. So if you want to know how to enter to win that, stick around toward the end of the video. I'll go over the details in that. So let's get right into it. I've been trying to highlight about 10 books per video because it can go on a little long because most of these books mean something to me. It's not just simply a check it out, here it is, but we go through it, talk about the book, why I have it in its condition, and talk about the value of it. I'm taking this opportunity to familiarize myself with some of the tools that are available to us as comic book collectors. Specifically for this video series, I've been using cover price when it's available if the book's listed on there. And it's been a very interesting journey, to say the least. So let's get right into it. First book on the stack. Again, I've been grabbing these at random. So it's a funny assortment of books, but this one right here, definitely near and dear to my heart. It's Teen Titan Annual, issue number 2, the first appearance of Vigilante. You would probably know him best from Peacemaker season 1 on HBO Max. Fantastic show, absolutely hilarious. They took the character of Vigilante and retold him in a way that was ridiculously over the top, but it actually worked. It did so much more for the character to bring him into so much more attention to so many new fans, because he had previously appeared in the Arrowverse. But this copy is in a CGC 9.0. I submitted this one, as I did with that Teen Titans first appearance, for the Perez signing that he was unfortunately not able to get there to do. But it was awesome that CGC still offered the custom Perez labels, because all the proceeds went to the Perez estate and helping him and his family in that terrible time. This book is fantastic. It's an awesome read. It's a wicked character. Absolutely love him. And I can't say how excited I am to have this book in that grade with that label. The grade means nothing to me when that Perez event was happening. I grabbed a few books that meant the most to me at that time. And Teen Titans really took over the submission, and doing one with Vigilante is awesome. I fell in love with the character during that show, and I'm still cannot wait till we see him again. So that book, valued in a 9.0, only goes for $35, which is barely more than a raw copy would go for. But if you have it in a 9.8, the current FMV of that book would be $200. So it's still a ridiculously affordable, fantastic DC key. And I'm very interested to see what happens with a lot of DC keys as we progress over the next couple of years into James Gunn's DCU. I'm wondering if a lot of the hype from movie to book prices will shift from Marvel, since we're past all the big wigs of Marvel, Cap, Iron Man, Hulk. We're pretty much past that into an era of Marvel characters that just really don't have the same weight. So it'd be interesting to see how much transfers over to DC keys. And that's kind of apparent with this next one, because this book is only in a 3.0, but it is from 1966. This is a Charlton Comics book, Captain Atom, issue number 83. This is another one that I picked up when we did the big finale live auction for Comics Curing Cancer last year, right here on YouTube. If you don't know about Comics Curing Cancer, be sure to check out Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics. You can send me a message. You can send DJ Links a message. This coming October, the weekend before Halloween, we'll be running the event again. Last year, we were able to raise over $20,000 directly to the American Cancer Society. It was a huge event. And this is one of the books that I absolutely had to get, that I saw was going to be on the auction, and I got it, nailed it. And this book is very significant because though it's not DC Comics, you might recognize this character down here. Ted Cord, the Blue Beetle. first appeared in Captain Atom issue number 83 from Charlton Comics. Wasn't even DC. They ended up buying them, but I absolutely love the Charlton Comics characters. Love Watchmen. This is actually an analog for Night Owl. If you've seen Watchmen, that's who it was originally intended to be. That's why they changed it to Blue Beetle. That's why Night Owl flies around in Archie. You know, he's got the Beetle car. And Captain Atom was reimagined and drawn as Dr. Manhattan. So a fantastic book. Absolutely love it. These Charlton comic books are just where it's at. It's where it's at. And this is an old CBCS case and label. As you can see, they got a little bend to them, but they don't pop open. I mean, you can open it if you wanted to. I'm sure, yeah, you get your fingernail in there and just open it right on up. See that? So that might need to be reordered one day. But again, I buy these just for the book inside of them. I do like having them in cases, but whatever. Now, this next one, I feel like I was robbed on. Oh, I'm sorry. That Captain Atom book in a 3.0, there wasn't direct value assessment for a 3.0, but a 3.5 was the closest one that goes for $195. So that's a pretty popular book right there. Next up, this one's from 1987, the year of my birth. This is Incredible Hulk, issue number 330. Very special book to me for numerous reasons. Todd McFarlane is fantastic. This is the first book that he worked on in his Incredible Hulk run. This is also the death of General Thunderbolt Ross. Has a Doc Samson appearance, and he's featured on the cover. Growing up, I loved Doc Samson, had toys of him and everything. It was the green hair. But I submitted this one myself to CBCS. There was definitely a 9.8 contender, and it came back, unfortunately, a 9.6. And look at the colors on that. This had to be like the first one off the press when they were printing these, guys. Look at the colors on that. There's not a color-breaking spine tick on this thing. I take that back. There's one minute, tiny spine tick right there. Just right there. Itty-bitty. Now, I believe that a 9.8 is capable of having a spine tick. So I'm kind of curious. Like, what if I crack this open and send it to CGC? What would happen? Like, because that is the prettiest copy of this book that probably exists, at least color-wise. I mean, look at that. That is insane. Gorgeous book. First Todd McFarlane artwork on the title. So I had to have that one graded up. Had to get it slabbed up. Another artist that I absolutely love that I don't talk about much because he pretty much ruined his art for me when he took a trip and camped on Venom. And a fantastic artist goes by the name of Mr. Steal Your Girl, a.k.a. Clayton Crane. Did a fantastic run of covers for DC's Justice League Dark. And this one right here I got from the homie Boy Johnny Comics on Instagram. Fantastic individual, fantastic seller, very trusted seller. And this comes from 2020 featuring your girl, Zatanna. This is Justice League Dark issue number 17, and Justice League Dark makes an appearance in it as well. Gorgeous cover, signed by Clayton Crane in purple in a 9.8. Last sold on one of his Justice League Dark signed 9.8 covers was $125. There's a few of them that are listed at $150, but the last sold was $125. And he did Zatanna, he did Swamp Thing, he did a lot of Man Bat, did a lot of character features, and a couple of like group ones as well. There's a really cool one with Animal Man out there. But I love the Justice League Dark. I love hodgepodge teams. I love Clayton Crane when he's not drawing the same thing over and over again. But this is just a gorgeous cover. He absolutely knocks it out of the park. Just look at that. When you look at it, super dope. And I got that for an amazing steal. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I mentioned it. This Hulk book valued at 78. It'd be 262 if it was one grade bump higher. Justice League Dark 125. Next up, this was part of the Hulk submission I did. I just grabbed, I picked up a few of these Hulk books in like pristine condition. I mean, absolute contenders. And this is one that actually I would have to scan the QR code. It actually does not have any color breaking spine ticks. There is a spine dent like before it even breaks color. Completely pressable. Yeah, no color break at all. Vibrant colors. This is a first print of Hulk 377, the first appearance of Professor Hulk, the character that Disney took and turned into a total dweeb and a joke and just ruined him. But Bruce Banner, Green Hulk, and Gray Hulk merge. Doc Samson and Ringmaster appear. Includes Tiger Electronics centerfold insert. How cool is that? This is a direct edition. There are 3 prints of this, the third print being a ridiculously high valued chase book for this issue. In a 9.4, this book only goes for 48 schmeckles. 48 bucks will get you this book. That is a steal of a deal for that book, in my opinion. Next up, we have a very special book to me. So Big Time Collectibles, friend of the channel, check them out. This is a book that they did as a Big Time Collectibles exclusive. They pre-sold it on their site. It's after Donny Cates' Venom run ended, and it moved over to Rom V and Al Ewing sharing the title, which really didn't work out that great, having two absolute fantastic writers having to share mind space on a book. But Big Time Collectibles did a Scan Sherwazan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name properly. Sherwazan. And what they did with this, they had 300 virgin variants. They sent them all. Well, obviously, you order more than 300. You send them off to get graded, and you only keep 300 9.8s or better. And they did it through Big Time. They did it through CBCS. It has a Big Time Collectibles exclusive label, gorgeous cover art homaging Spider-Man 1. And this, out of 300, they have the sequential numbering on them. Out of 300 copies, this one is number 3. So it's super low, Big Time Collectibles exclusive. And yeah, this one just stays in the PC as like a fantastic reminder of the awesome friendship between the channel and Big Time Collectibles. Super cool book. That book's been all over the place. I feel like I've had a bunch of them and given them away and passed them along and stuff. But this one's last sold was on eBay because cover price doesn't really do all the retailer exclusives. Last sold was $164.99, which absolutely shocked me. Now, speaking of shocking, this has got a fantastic story attached to it. When this book came out, it was the hot book of the month there. It came out in October of 2020. And when it was coming out, it was a massive event happening at DC Comics. And there's a brand new character that was unexpectedly showing up in the pages of this one shot during the event. A lot of people had been speculating that he would be showing up in a different title. Retailers did exclusives for that title featuring the character on the cover. And a lot of people were buying those. But then DC dropped the bombshell by including not just his first appearance, but they included his origin and his first cover appearance all on the same book that no one saw coming. And it was, on top of that, a 1 in 25 variant. Now, when this book came out, there was an order discrepancy with my LCS, and they sent my LCS, I'm just hypothetically, 25 copies. He ordered 25 A covers. They sent him 25A and 25 of the 1 in 25. Now, he contacted the company, and they said, don't worry about it, whatever. So what my LCS did was he sold them for cover price. He did not bank on the situation. He did not sell them online. He sold them to his walk-in customers and all that stuff and took care of his customers first. And I picked up one copy because you don't get greedy. You know, when you're blessed, you take it as a blessing. You don't take advantage of a blessing. And this is the first appearance of the Robin King, which was one of the most wicked characters inside of that death metal series that they did. It was so cool. I cannot wait for this character to reemerge and just rain hell on the DC universe again. This 1 in 25 variant is done by, where's that variant cover? Snyder, Tinian, Storage, Tomase, Bennett, Johnson. It doesn't specify. That's wild that it doesn't specify. I have no clue. Carey did the cover. It's not even listed on the. Man, it's not even listed. But man, look at this. This is a gorgeous variant cover by somebody for Legends of the Dark or Death Metal, Dark Knights, Death Metal Legend. Longest title ever. You ready? Dark Knights, Death Metal. And then the one shot is called Legends of the Dark Knight issue 1 because it was just a one shot. Featuring the Bat T-Rex that became animated during the event. You have the Batman who laughs in like his King Kamehameha mode right there. And then the Robin King, that being his first cover appearance. Fantastic art form. His origins told in here, which is absolutely twisted. He's actually Bruce Wayne in a world where after his parents died, he went crazy, killing everyone. Then just took on the personification of a Robin instead of a bat. Just how cool is that story? How cool is that cover? In a 9.8, this book is still sitting right at $160. So it's had ups, it's had down, but $160 at the time. This book was going for raw, like upwards to $300 a week it was coming out. People did not believe that my shop actually sold them for cover price because, again, it's fantastic people. Can't stress it enough. ABX, Comics and Games. Link in the description. Next up, though we're Batmaned out. So much Batman going on. I love Batman. Who doesn't love Batman? I find through a lot of characters, Superman, Batman, Justice League Dark, but one of the characters that I'm attached to the most from the Bat family is Jason Todd. I don't know what it is about it. Like, there's just something that drew me to Jason Todd, like hearing his story as a kid of the Joker killing him, Pop's telling me all about the phone hotline that fans actually called in and voted for his death and everything. Reading some of his earliest appearances, like Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow that Alan Moore wrote when Jason Todd meets Superman for the first time, and he's got the goal to smart off and talk back to the Superman. It's just mind-blowing stuff. There's just something about the character. And then when I was working at my LCS as my first job, and that was in the time era when Jason Todd came back as the Red Hood, and it was just so impactful. He's such a cool character. He was the worst Robin ever. That's undeniable. But he was the most interesting ward that Batman's ever had. Maybe Damian would come in number 2 for me, but this is Batman number 366. It's the first appearance of Jason Todd in the Robin outfit. Now, he did not put it on sanctioned by Batman. He snuck in and put it on kind of thing, but it's the first time we see Jason Todd wearing a Robin costume, and it is a Walt Simonson cover, making it even better. This is a CGC 9.4, and this was amongst some of the earliest slabs that I ever bought. Like, some of the first thing that my mind went to is like, I need some Jason Todd stuff because it just means a lot to me. I don't sit there and I think Steve, Burt Family 54 Comics, knows that I really love Jason Todd. Me and him love to debate back and forth because he's a huge fan of Dick Grayson. I'm a huge fan of Jason Todd, and there's so many different comic moments where you see those two go head up. And we got 2 more to go. You want a schmeckle? Mm-hmm. Get a schmeckle. Cameo appearance, my wife getting schmeckles. So this one right here, this is actually going to end up in my daughter's room. I bought this from my good friend, Mikkel Tulp, aka Tulp Pulp Media Collectibles. Fantastic guy. He sells stuff, I think, primarily on eBay at this point. He had a big Facebook presence for a while. Very good friend, awesome guy. And I got this book because I just kind of like to get books that I think my kids will end up liking. And this is one that I got. This from 2019. It's Supergirl issue number 33, and it's a recalled book. So I thought that was pretty cool. It is a Derek Chu cover, so you know it's gorgeous. And it's recalled because they accidentally put the Year of the Villain trade dress on it when it did not apply to this book. The Year of the Villain stuff was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Love that storyline. But this right here is just a gorgeous cover. And I've got like this for Monkey, who, if you know, you know, Monkey's got, for us, some deep ties to the House of L when it comes to her name and stuff like that. She goes by Monkey, but if you know her, you know her. And that book right there, did we tell the value? I'm terrible about thinking value with this stuff. The stuff that just means more than money to me. But this was $160 value. And this one with the recall copy is at $50 value. So I've got like Spider-Gwen number 1, triple signed in a 9.8 for, and I've got this one. And we're at the point now where we could probably hang them up in her room. I got them when we lived at the house before here. And we got our room painted set up. She's got John Jang signed art to her hanging on her wall, and it's time to get that up there. But last one, and it just happens to be a bigger book for the end here. This book was given to me, not by someone in the comic community either. I have a very close and good friend that, not getting into details, but due to life circumstances, he moved around a lot. And one of the few things that he had after losing a lot of stuff and losing everything over the years and losing his parents even, and one of the early things he had is this book right here from his childhood. And it lasted through all of that somehow by some miracle. And when him and I spent a lot of time just working on life together, and he wanted me to have this book as not just a thank you, but just as a way to remember like what we kind of went through to try to just help each other get back on our feet and stuff like that. And he knew I like comics, and he wanted me to have this because though he had it his whole life, it didn't mean as much to him just being a comic book, and he knew it had some value, and he knows that I love comic books, so he wanted to give me something that he knew would mean something to me. And because of that, this is one of my most cherished items. It's from 1989. It's a Tim Vigil and James O'Barr story and art. Tim Vigil cover, but it's a character that means a lot to me. I grew up loving this character. The tragedy behind the character is just very impactful. And especially growing up around comics, it was shocking as a kid to hear the whole story. But this is Caliber Presents issue number 1 from 1989, which is the first appearance of the Crow. Now this I sent in and submitted myself because I immediately wanted to get it encapsulated and protected because what it meant to me. It came back a CBCS 5.5, 5.5 or 5.0, one of the two. So I would not accept that. I knew it was better than that. The grader just messed up. I don't know if it was a clerical error. If you're looking at a keypad, you know, a 5 and an 8 are right by each other, one above the other. I think it might have been a typo, but it was in the system that way as well. So I cracked that bad boy, had it cleaned, had it pressed, and I resubmitted it in my next submission that was going to CGC. It came back an 8.0, beautiful copy of Caliber Presents issue number 1. For those that know that the Crow is like cult favorite. Like, he doesn't go anywhere. This book does not depreciate. And currently right now in an 8.0, this is valued at $405. And I'm sure it's only going to go up from there. But got one of the Skarsgårds that's going to be portraying him in the next film. You know, Edward Furlong has played him. Brandon Lee has played him. Just a fantastic character. But that's it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching. Now, if you want to know how you can enter to win this amazing Catwoman slab donated by my good friend Headquake Jr., leave a comment below. Let me know your favorite slab of this video and leave the hashtag #WeAreLegion at the end of this video series. I will pick a single video out of the series and draw a name from that comment section, and they will win this slab free of charge. So be sure to go back and watch the previous videos and enter in those as well. We do not know which one the winning name will get drawn from. I'll spin a wheel and pick a number, and we'll go back to that number. This is video number 5. So there's 4 more before it and a few more coming after it. So don't forget to leave that comment. Let me know what you think of all these, but don't forget to tell me which one was your favorite. Leave that hashtag, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.